Another day and another Chinese lab that releases a groundbreaking LLM. And this time it's called GLM 4.5 and it's from Z.ai. And this model specializes in reasoning, coding, and agentic abilities. And we've seen models like it in the past before, for example, Kimi K2 or Quenti Crowder, but I think this is something special. Let's just keep reading for now though. Today we introduce two new GLM family members, GLM 4.5 and GLM 4.5 Air. So it's not just this one they're releasing, they're also releasing GLM 4.5 Air, which is the smaller version of the original. GLM 4.5 is built with 355 billion total parameters and 32 billion active. So it's also a mixture of experts models such as Kimi K2 and Qwen 3. And the Air model has 106 billion parameters and 12 billion active ones. Both are designed to unify reasoning, coding, and agentic capabilities into a single model in order to satisfy more and more complicated requirements of fast rising agentic applications. So as this blog article says, this is mainly meant for tools such as Claude Code, Cursor, Codex CLI, Gemini CLI, or even consumer-facing SaaS. And I find this to be quite interesting. I think this is the first model we have that actually targets such a super specific niche and not just every developer. So this is very nice to see. Both models are hybrid reasoning models, so that means they automatically decide whether they should reason or not. And they can use thinking mode for complex reasoning tasks and tool using. And the non-thinking mode is used for instant responses. The model itself is open source, can access it using their official API, or as you know me already, I do it through OpenRouter. And I've actually already integrated GLM 4.5 and Air into Shiori. And if you have a look at the responses it generated for hello, it reasoned, which is kind of weird. And something that you'll notice is the reasoning is after the text response, which is very weird and I have never seen this before. However, this is a slight bug in OpenRouter and I've already tweeted at them to fix this. And if you take a look at the reasoning itself, it looks very weird. The user is simply greeting me with hello. And this is, again, not a bug in Shiori itself. This is either with OpenRouter or the model itself. So if you go ahead and have a look, hello world, you'll see it starts to reason, but then the reasoning gets pushed down, which is once again unheard of. And if we try the reasoning with another model such as DeepSeek, you'll see that this does not happen. It's thinking, and it doesn't get pushed down. And this looks relatively normal. So it is an issue with the provider or of course with the model itself. Now let's go ahead and have a look at the benchmarks that they released. And it tested OpenAI, Anthropic, Google DeepMind, XAI, Alibaba, Moonshot, and DeepSeek models on 12 benchmarks. And these benchmarks covered the agentic use cases for the LLMs, reasoning, and coding. Overall, GLM 4.5 is ranked at the 3rd place and GLM 4.5 Air is ranked at the 6th. Wow, this is very impressive. I mean, if you have a look, the Air model, which is the worst one, is better than Claude on it, objectively speaking. Now, of course, this is their benchmark and everything, so we'll have a look at LM Arena to confirm that this is true. Let's go to the leaderboards. It's GLM, and it's actually not out yet. So for now, we have to trust the word on this. Obviously, or not obviously, actually, quite surprisingly, O3 is the best one. Man, I really love O3, especially since the price drop. I think it's a very good model. Then Grok 4 and then GLM 4.5, which is better than Claude 4 Opus. And the price difference between these two is absolutely insane. Yeah, as I figured out, in reasoning, they are not really the best, obviously, but in agentic use cases, they are very good. One thing that I didn't really like about GLM 4.5 is that it has a context window of 120k, which nowadays is really not much, especially if your target use case is agentic applications. This seems kind of weird, honestly. Now, funnily enough, Claude Sonnet actually still performed the best in this software engineering benchmark, but it's just not worth it, especially since you have other models now, such as Kimi K2 or GLM 4.5, which are just so much cheaper and easier to use. I mean, they don't cost you a whole mortgage. But yeah, this really was the video. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and don't forget to check out shiori.ai, and I'll see you in the next one.